Welcome to SRPG Plus. Today I, Diesel D, am so excited to give you my personal review of the repolishing of a staple in the survival horror genre. Of course, I'm talking about Capcom's Resident Evil 2. Originally released in 1998, this game changed the focus of both horror and action games alike. The main focal point that turned this game from just a sequel of a PlayStation 1 classic to a fleshed out AAA franchise was the story of this game. This game provides not only one, but two completely immersed stories throughout the same day with two different main characters whose paths intertwine within a city completely turned to flesh-eating biological monsters by a pharmaceutical company secretly making bioweapons called Umbrella. The two main characters are Leon Kennedy, a rookie cop on his first day and possibly his last, and Claire Redfield, a college student looking for her brother Chris, a member of the STARS Bravo team of this police force. He was also one of the main characters from the first Resident Evil. The concept of these two characters starting in the same situation in similar areas with similar goals, but throughout the story and the characters they meet, put them into completely different scenarios. Even at the end of the game, they still meet up at the end, but there's still the goals that they have. The one goal that they always keep is, of course, the drive to survive. With this game being a remaster, there's a lot of focus on the gameplay. Since the original game had tank controls and fixed camera angles, it was outdated and not preferred by most gamers of this day. And it was known a new approach would need to be made to surpass the issue. And how they did it is exactly what I was looking for. A very close-up third-person angle. It brings us back to the mid-2000 eras of Resident Evil games like Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5. Games that changed the focus of Resident Evil games by adding action effects and more enemies. But with them going back to one of the original environments of Resident Evil, it tones down the action effects and brings it back to a more horror and conservative type of gameplay. Personally, this is exactly what I've wanted out of a Resident Evil game since they started making it in the over-shoulder camera angle. I'm a fan of both old school and new age Resident Evil games, and this makes me so excited to see that what the Resident Evil engine has to come in the future. I'm expecting, they've talked a lot about Resident Evil 3. I know that a lot of people think that Code Veronica is a better successor to Resident Evil 2 versus Resident Evil 3. I honestly think both of these games should be remastered. I would even like to see Resident Evil 0, all of the original fixed camera angle Resident Evil games, be remade in a way where I can play it in a new experience. And with replaying it, it's important to talk about the replayability of this game. Important aspects of Resident Evil games are that replayability. Now, at first glance, it may seem like this game has no replayability at all. Both of the campaigns can be finished within hours. You get two separate scenarios after beating each campaign, and then a fourth one at the end. But this can all be done in less than 15 hours. But however, with Resident Evil games, they're known for the ranking system. It's provided during the end of the game. It shows you what your rank is overall throughout the game, mostly taking into consideration how long it takes you to beat the game, how many saves you've done, if you've used heavy healing items. And playing this game with high ranking provides you with exciting new equipment like infinite ammo weapons, new costumes, and really brings you back for that experience trying to get those higher scores. Adds a whole new aspect of speedrunning to casual players. I feel games like Resident Evil bridge the gap between casual gaming and speedrunning very well. Personally, this is how I got into watching speedruns. I was watching routes of Resident Evil 1 Remake from Carcinogen, the new scenarios and new costumes, OG polygon-based costumes for both the character's story. Seems like they're adding a lot to this game. They're giving it a lot of support, so I'm happy to see that they're giving that replayability, even for people who still haven't finished hardcore, haven't gotten the S ranks that they need to get all the items. It's good to see that they're providing an experience for people who aren't as experienced as well. And what is a Resident Evil game without great visuals and great sound? The original Resident Evil 2 was praised for its detailed backdrops, eerie music, and fully animated cutscenes. And with that being said, we had a lot of high hopes for the remaster to do the same. And I'm happy to say that I'm not disappointed at all. The artwork from the city to the way they brought the underground facility to life was such a shocker for a longtime fan like myself. Every dark hallway just oozes fear and carnage. It makes you think twice about turning that flashlight on and going in there. Music has a very dynamic change depending on the environment and situation that you are in. You can even use the original music with the deluxe edition. I think it's super nice. Overall, this game provides a great stepping stone for new fans of the franchise, and really makes up for the experiences that felt missed with the VR-friendly Resident Evil 7. You know, they had a lot of limitations with that game, making it feel like it wasn't even a Resident Evil game, but they really brought it back with this game. I felt both old school and new Resident Evil fans have been waiting for a title that bridges those two options together. You know, it provides an over-the-shoulder, strong horror item conservation experience. I could not be more happy with the project. I want to see if anything else is more to come with this experience. You know, I'm really excited to see if there's even going to be more scenarios. I know that the scenarios they recently just added a lot of details to some questions that I had when playing the game, even though I've played this game multiple times. But I want to hear what you guys think. I want to know what you think is going to come out of the new Resident Evil 2, if they're going to do anything new, add to it, or you're just expecting for the new game to come out. Feel free to leave a comment in the section below of what you liked and what you'd like to see from Capcom and the Resident Evil franchise in the future. Thanks for checking out SRPG Plus, and peace out.